Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have me douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me. A slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights. I am your host, Mikey, and with me, as always, my main man from the 313, Tommy. How you doing, brother?
What is going on? I could be doing better. With all the craziness that's gone on the past 2 days, I want to say day and a half.
Yeah.
What about you, brother? You been good? How was? I know you had a long week, right?
Long week of work. Excited it's the weekend. However, I was super excited to watch the Bills play tonight, and man, was that disappointing.
Yeah, Scott Blakely coming in. I don't know if he's still here. What a pathetic game. Hoping you came out early. Tired of watching Pee Wee football. Yeah, but this is your typical preseason kind of game. You know, this would have been a game 4. You know, when it was 4 games. So this is kind of what I expected. But not really, Mikey.
So let me ask you a question.
Opinion on this game?
Yes. So let me ask you a question. Were you surprised that the Carolina starters played for so long?
No, because Baker Mayfield kind of just got there, right, in a trade. I think they want to, you know, get him used to this offense. And look what happened to Sam Darnold. Now, I mean, who knows what happened? It looks serious. So now they don't even they have to go with Johnson, I believe, is the backup there. Josh Johnson? Or Josh,
no.
Forget his name.
PJ Walker.
PJ Walker. Sorry, I don't know Johnson. Yeah. What am I thinking?
He's with Denver. We saw him last week.
Yeah, they're going to have to go with him. And, yeah, interesting. But, yeah, I knew this was I knew this was going to come in, Donnie. We're going to get to this because I don't care. We're going to talk about it. I did a video earlier on about it. They did scratch him. He was a healthy scratch from the game. He was there, but
he wasn't on the sideline.
It was a wise move by Sean McDermott to sit him in this game. What's your thoughts, Mikey, about this, about them sitting him? Does this kind of tell you that when they get back to Buffalo, Brandon Beane's going to have a press conference and they will release Matt Araiza?
I don't know. They've known about this for a month now, we've come to find out, and they've done whatever research that they've done, and they felt comfortable enough with whatever they had found to keep him on the roster to this point. They knew once the lawsuit went, there was going to be backlash. I am a girl dad, so let me point that out first and foremost. And any victims that come out and say this, I feel for them. I'm also the type that is like, okay, I know what the claim says. What is the counter to it? There's 2 stories, you know, there's 2 sides to every story. You know what I mean? Do I think he's, you know, deserves special treatment because he's a football player? Hell no. I don't. And what happened to that girl, if that's truly what happened to that girl, is disgusting. And if it was him or his buddies or whoever it was, they deserve to be locked up.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
You know,
so let's just dive right into it. We're already on the subject. Then we'll get into the preseason because the preseason game, there's really not much to dive into.
Rob, it wouldn't surprise me either. Rob comes in and says he'll be shocked if they don't cut him.
Yeah, I listen. I talked to Mikey earlier, and Mikey was like, "No," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm telling you, listen. Here's the difference. Here's how I see it, Mikey. This is about as serious as you can get, other than murder. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah,
big time. They're rape, is a big time
And
thing, right?
underage
Right,
rape.
and not only that, underage, but rape in general is just terrible, right?
Mhm.
It's right there with murder. Like murder's the next step, right? So, um, this isn't like a Shady McCoy incident, an Ed Oliver incident. This isn't a early on we had the Von Miller thing, right? Oh,
Mhm.
he sent pictures. Well, let's just say hypothetically, all that was true with those guys. I think Bills Mafia would be a little mad, but they would kind of understand. They'd get a little slap on the wrist. They maybe get a couple games suspension, right? Right back to Buffalo. Cool, all good. Oh, but this is very tough, and I think people are having a hard time, even though he hasn't got his story out. Bills Mafia's having a hard time because of the accusation, right? So and then of course he hasn't said anything yet, right? Because I'm sure his lawyers are like, hey, whoa, can't, which is understandable. Well, guess what? She's saying a lot, right? You got the pictures out there, so it looks really, really bad. Then you got the whole distraction on the team. We talked about this too before we went on. Is this a distraction? I think it is because it's such a serious matter. And like you said, you're a girl dad, right? A lot of these guys have on the team have kids, right? They got girls, right? They got sisters, right? They got mothers.
Wives.
Maybe some of them, right? Maybe some of them went through this before. And I'm sure players are talking. So yes, it has to be distraction. Then you go into preseason tonight, no punter because we had to sit him. That's a distraction because now Matt Barkley has to go out there and punt. Now we got to, like even though the game was probably going to go the way it went anyways, it was still not good. Like that's not, and then you got to remember, 30 minutes before the game even started, all talk was about Matt Araiza. It wasn't about Christian Benford. It wasn't about
The
Kyrie.
tight end 3.
It wasn't about anything.
Who's going to start opposite
Right.
of
Right.
Dane if Trey doesn't. There's so many things that are overshadowed.
Correct. And that's a distraction, right? That is a distraction. And I feel bad for the players that should be talked about because you're trying to make the team and they're not because you got a bigger story here, right? And man, it's rough, Mikey, because if it comes out true that he did it, yeah, he's going to go to jail. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like the criminal side of things is not done yet. Like they have not, it's still open.
It just recently got turned over, right?
Yeah.
To the DA.
Yeah. So the only thing that's going to go for Matt Araiza that can go good for this is if he has, we were talking about this, proof that he did not do anything with this girl. He saw her at the party and she was really blacked out. Maybe she mistaken him later on for one of the guys that did this to her. That's it. Other than that, he's in some trouble, man.
Well, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier offline. We were talking, and at the end of the day, shame on Matt Araiza for putting himself in this situation
100%.
to begin with. He knew he was a draft prospect.
Right.
What the hell is he doing putting himself in a position that this could happen? If he gets cut, whether he's innocent or not, he's done this to himself by putting himself in the position that this could happen.
Right. He did a stupid college, like what a dumb college kid would do that's not thinking. And when you start drinking and listen, I don't know what else is involved. And this is speculation. Once again, we don't know that to be true. Matt Araiza could have been was a great guy that night and didn't have any drink. I don't know. I wasn't there. So like once again, it's like I feel kind of bad for saying like, oh, he should know better. Shouldn't be doing that. Maybe he was great that night. Maybe he didn't get hammered and he just had a couple drinks and he went home, or because supposedly, just to throw this out there, she said it was at his house and he's saying it. No, there was no party at his house. It was somewhere else. So right there, it's kind of weird with the whole facts where you were. And then listen, what his friends did have nothing to do with him if he had nothing to do with it. So I hate it.
It's a sticky situation.
That's why I did the video today. Yeah, because I don't want to lean one way and I don't want to lean the other right so early because it's like
it's one day after her claim. We have yet to hear any evidence. Like we have the outline of what the investigation has been. We have her claim, but that's it. And like I said from the start, there's always, two sides to a story, know, but regardless, as everyone's saying in the chat, it is a bad look. And do you need this?
100%. Yeah. He's a punter. And we talked about this too. If this is like a primetime player, Stephon Diggs,
Josh
Deion
Allen,
Dogs, Josh Allen, whatever. Like, I think the team is really gonna okay, but I think
let's find out what happened. He's a rookie punter at that.
Oh man, dude, this is a rough situation. It really is rough, and I think the Bills are going to cut ties, even if just because. Listen, the season's a week and a half away.
So,
but what sucks is now they got to run out and get a punter.
Yeah, right? But there's going to be some punters released. There's going to be some punters that have.
I get it, but
a preseason, it's not the same thing.
100%.
He was a weapon. It's a shame because he's super talented. But at the same time, there are other avenues.
Sure.
So who knows? Maybe they don't cut him and they put him on some kind of non-football restricted list so he can deal with his personal issues and get away from the team. Why they there's a lot of little things that the Bills can do. The league can't do anything because it happened while he was in college. He's not.
They're
from the
hands off.
Balling, there's nothing they can do with this. So it's truly up to the Bills. And you're right. Dallas comes in and says it's a tough day for Bills PR. Like, they knew this was coming and they took it.
So that's what I was going to bring up real quick. It's very interesting going back, and we talked about this too. Every draft process, even I'm sure free agents, they look into players' history, right? Their past, whatever, their Twitter accounts, their Facebook, all that crap. Matt Araiza was a third punter off the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everybody was kind of surprised, even me. Why? I don't understand. He was the best punter in football in 2021.
He was inconsistent, is what they were saying.
Yeah, but did teams possibly know about this? Right. Now, that's the interesting part. Because, now, of course, this is just rumors, but I did hear back before the draft, an anonymous tweet came out and was mentioning, because this was a thing that was going around the campus, Mikey. Supposedly, this was a topic. Like, people knew about this in San Diego State on the campus about this chart, about this girl coming out and saying this. This was known in San Diego at this college. Somebody tweeted it out and it got deleted. The person took off their profile. Very weird, right? But how did the Bills not know about a police report?
They have millions of dollars put up inside of their security and their background checks. I guarantee you they knew about this. They knew something.
And they're just not saying it.
Well, they came out and said that they knew about the incident.
A month ago, though.
A month ago, they knew that she was going to file. They probably knew about the incident before, did whatever research they were going to do, felt comfortable with it, and gambled on it.
Yeah,
and
I didn't hear that. I heard opposite, because they asked the lawyer.
Granted, this is all rumor. Like, none of us really know what the hell.
No, I know, I get it, but it's still, you're taking
you're telling me $1 billion company, $1 billion company doesn't have good enough head of security to do that type of research?
I don't know. I don't know, Mikey. You would think. But if they rolled the dice knowing such an accusation was out there,
they must have felt comfortable with whatever the
proof he had. Yes. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm hoping.
Then they knew that this lawsuit was coming, the civil suit was coming, and they felt comfortable enough to keep him around and let him win the job.
Yeah.
So there has to be something that they know that we don't, that made them feel this way. Because think about it. McDermott and Bean are very family-oriented guys. There's no way they would allow this type of...
No. I totally... I agree with that. That's why I'm a little surprised where we're at today. So maybe you're right. Maybe there is something that he has. He has some kind of proof.
It's bad press, Scott. I agree with you, buddy.
That he left early or he went home, right? That it wasn't his house and he wanted to be in home. Somebody can say he went home that night early. You know what I mean? Maybe he has something that he's going to come out and say. We'll find out. But I will say this: they did a DNA sample. They did a rape kit on him.
Yep.
Okay. If he has sex with her, I'm just saying this. They're going to have the DNA, and I really wonder if that's why the police haven't charged him yet. Because Mikey, it's been since October of 2021. If they had normally they make arrests quick on rape charges, especially when they got DNA evidence. Boom, they question you. You come in.
Especially, I'll tell you, in California, and I think I told you this offline in California because I live in California. A lot of times you don't see them going for the statutory rape piece of it unless they have a slam dunk case. It's the only time you ever see a DA.
Yeah, they don't like to look bad. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, because it's really, unless it's under 16 years old or they have a slam dunk case, is the only time they truly do something like that in California. It's a very weird setup that they have here. But at the end of the day, regardless, you put yourself in a bad situation, whether he's innocent, guilty, it doesn't freaking matter.
Yeah.
When we are in a Super Bowl window as the favorites, we don't need the distraction. Time let the guy go.
Yeah, 100%. And for him, though,
make him go away, whether it's keeping him and putting him on a restricted list or cutting him. Get him out of the locker room.
Yeah, and on a side note, if he is innocent and he does have something to say while he's cut, hey, you know what? Then he'll earn his job back somewhere on another team. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he can prove that and all that, hey, good to go. You know what I mean? Like they can look back, whatever stupid mistake he did as far as the party was concerned, underage drinking, whatever.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas, that's a bad move considering we knew going in that the Bills weren't playing any starters at all. Thomas, bad move, buddy.
It happens, bro. So, all right. So that I think that wraps up for the Matt Araiza talk. I did a 30-minute video, guys. If you want to check it out, obviously it's on YouTube. That's my thoughts about it. It's pretty much what we just
absolutely, especially in California prison systems.
Yeah. We'll see. Listen, guys, we'll know over the weekend when the Bills return back to Buffalo from this trip to Carolina. Because if they're going to cut them right away, right when they get back. So we'll know right away. I don't think they'll let it go on because they're going to go out and get a punter right away.
We'll find out over the next day or two.
Correct. So, yes. We know the age, all that stuff.
Anyways, so we're going to move on outside of the Araiza talk and into the actual game and talking about, what's going to happen. Scott Barkley making the 53 as a punter. Did you see his line drive kick? No hang time. That form was ugly.
Yeah.
But you know what? More power to him for
it was one of
getting us through the game.
It was one of the best things I saw all night. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
So listen, there was a few players that stood out of this game. I could say, okay, even though it was a 21-0 loss.
Man, you know what that reminded me of, Tommy, before you get into that?
Yeah.
Reminded me of week 1. Like when we don't have any of our starters in there, our second team is great when they're mixed in from depth with some of our starters. We have probably a fantastic top 7. Outside of that, it goes downhill quick.
Yeah, especially O-line.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to get to. So the good, the bad, real quick. Yeah, go ahead.
So
Bobby Hart, by the way, for as much as they were hyping him, you guys, if anyone watched this game,
horrible.
They were hyping him. And see, Mikey was watching the Carolina game broadcast. I was on the Buffalo broadcast. So they were talking about Bobby Hart and how great of a camp he had. And then the next play, I'm not even joking, boom, he gets
bum rush
right past him. Yeah, right past him, makes a sack. And I'm like, there you go. There's Bobby Hart. That's when he's against decent competition, he is smoked. No, God, please do not. Please, I hope to God he won't make the roster. So he was a very bad spot.
Scott, the game sucked. I'll never get that time back in my life.
Oh my God, that was
buddy.
I'll be honest. Yeah, Scott, that was rough to watch. Like in the beginning, I was like, okay, Kyer Elam made a nice stop, right? Like got him off the field early. It was like I think the first drive. I'm like, okay, our offense stunk. The offensive line was awful. Case Keenum behind that line he couldn't do anything. Like, bro, I gotta tell you,
he can't play above the O-line.
He needs
He needs the O-line to be able to hold up to allow him to function. He's not one of those guys that can make it. You know what I picture him as a spot up shooter. He can't create on his own. He needs the open from the spot up.
Wide LeBron James driving. Guys wide open for like 5 minutes.
Yep, that's what he needs out there. I mean, he could run a offense efficiently when he has time, but don't expect him to be Josh Allen.
No, when he gets pressured, he gets like very wary. Like he doesn't really know. I feel like he's
on the one that they blew up the right guard. I don't know who the right guard was at the time. And then they blew up James Cook. Like
Oh my God! Did you
James
see
Cook
that?
stepped up. Like Brown just demolished him. But Cook gave him enough time to throw, and he skipped it.
Yeah, Cook. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Devin Singletary,
I'll tell
Zach
you right
Moss,
now,
pretty good.
No,
blockers,
they don't. Yeah, not against Brown. They're not gonna. Brown's just small.
They'll do better than
dude.
James
He
Cook.
did his job. I mean, he stepped up and tried. I give him.
He got a penalty. I know he got a penalty on one. Can't do that. A low block there. But who do you think shine? I would say Khair Elam on the first drive. I liked Khalil Shakir won the punt return job.
He's so sure-handed.
What's
going on, Jay Stone?
Yeah, DJ's down. But no, he looks very comfortable back there, and that's a good thing, guys. It's a really good thing.
He's not gonna break a bunch of long touchdown runs and be explosive, but he's gonna be sure-handed and he's gonna get us a few yards, and that's all we really need to give Josh the ball.
Correct. I thought Blackshear looked okay again. I thought Blackshear looked all right when he got his touches. I thought Duke Johnson until he kind of got banged up a little bit was our best offensive weapon at one point. I thought Hodgins made an unbelievable catch. Actually, a couple.
That one that he went back over the defender when it was thrown behind him and he snagged it going down on the 2-minute drill.
Yeah, we're bringing you some good flashes. Remember that one? But yeah, other than that, the defense, what I didn't like was I thought they played well, but their third downs were terrible tonight. They gave up 3rd and 14, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, a holding call, like just 4th down and 4, 4th down and 3. Like they couldn't get off the field when it mattered. I thought they played well up until that 3rd down and 4th down. And they couldn't stop them. The defense just gave up big play after big play, man.
Yeah. Well, it was weird. It was the defenses that they were running a lot of man this preseason. Like on 3rd down, they ran a lot of man coverage on 3rd and longs, and then they would get a running back or a tight end matched up on a slow linebacker, and they gave up all preseason long. But going back to DJ Stone's question, he's like, just got home. What happened to Baker? You think Baker actually didn't look bad? He really didn't look bad. Like I thought that's the best.
He didn't look great. He didn't look good either.
No,
I got to be honest. A lot of passes were.
Yeah, but it's the best he's looked since year 1.
Yeah, it is. It is. He looked a little comfortable, but basically he got his ankle rolled up on a bigger defensive lineman. I forget who it was.
That wasn't Baker. That was Sam.
I'm sorry, Sam Darnold. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Sam Darnold got hurt.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about Sam, but yeah. But anyways, that was bad. Do you think he broke his ankle, by the way?
I don't know, but it was bad. He tried to get up and couldn't. So,
and then the cart. Anytime a cart comes out, hey, good for Josh Allen, by the way, to go out there and
well,
I know they're good friends.
Yeah,
that's his buddy, but still a good, classy move. You know what I mean? A classy move by Josh. He didn't have to. You know what I mean? So
they said something about it. They said something about it on the
Carolina side.
Yeah.
Tell us how great Steve
my
Smith
God,
was.
Steve Smith and his partner were some of the worst announcers I've ever heard in my life. Steve Smith talks like he's talking to his boys, out pick up football game. Like it was horrible. He was bashing Sam Darnold almost most of that, and then he got hurt. He's like, "Oh, poor Sam." But at the end of the first half, his partner's like, and they go in the half, shutting out the Bills, and the Bills were playing, most of their first team starters, so they looked great tonight. I'm like, they didn't play one starter. What the hell are you talking about?
No, there was not a single starter that I saw.
Oh, it was so bad.
Except for Bass. I guess we could say Bass was a starter.
Yeah. Yeah, Thomas comes in. Yeah, Thomas comes in and says that 12-minute drive and 0 points was horrible.
Dude, that
horrible.
Was so
and the offensive
bad,
line
bro.
saw. Here's my biggest issue with that play on that 4th down call. They saw them come in that A gap, and he didn't check out of the call.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't Keenum check out?
I don't know. There were so many. Listen, Mikey. The 4th down that Carolina had on the goal line, 4th and 4, Why are you falling for a play action there? You know they're going to pass.
Right?
Why are you biting for that? Like, what are you doing there? If it was like 4th and like inches, fine. You take the gamble. You think they're. I get that, but I think it was like 4th and 3. Or it was a decent amount of yards they need to get. How you fall for a play action? Come on, man! Like, it's such a simple play. Like stuff. Frustrating game, but thank God it's preseason. But I will say what I didn't like about the game in general. I don't even care about the loss. It just sucks because I didn't see a lot of guys get an opportunity to like win their spot tonight. Like I didn't see one play where I'm like, yo, that guy for sure earned a spot on the roster. OJ Howard did nothing. And that could be Case Keenum's fault. That could be the old line. He just didn't have an opportunity, but it sucks. Right? So the guy is on bubbles, right? Nobody really, we can't sit back today now, Mikey, and go, hey, this guy, he made some plays tonight. I think he deserved, you know what I mean? Like nobody. Maybe Blackshear, right? He was probably the main, I guess, Duke Johnson. Like those are the guys on offense that looked okay. Hodgins?
Johnson, Blackshear, Hodgins.
And we know we can't have those running backs.
What's 85's name? That other tight end. He made some really good blocks. I didn't see him much.
He's actually been on the roster 2 years now.
Yeah, but he was a converted wide receiver. Now he became a tight end.
Yes,
he made a couple really nice blocks.
I'll tell you right now, he's not
Can't
a
think
bad
of his name. But Jay Stone comes in and says,
Quentin Morris.
Oh yeah, Morris. He made a couple nice blocks. Sheepdog saying, "Hey, you, greetings and joyfully."
Okay. Thank you, bro.
Keenum saw 35 people on the goal line, and he run it straight into the effing wall.
Yeah, bro. It was tough to watch. Like honestly, Keenum. Listen.
Yeah.
If Josh goes down, knock on wood, it's for like a game. Like I told you, Mikey. Yes, Keenum will play better with the ones, but he is such a different player than Josh Allen. They are so different.
Oh God, yeah,
so different. And then Matt Barkley is completely. I mean, he is way different. Like he is just Matt Barkley. Listen, he's going to be a practice squad quarterback. He has to be. He has to be. Case Keenum is going to be the backup, even though I saw a lot of people on Twitter. By the way, Twitter, Jesus.
Man, I've stayed away from Twitter because I logged on yesterday for about 2 minutes, and it was such a cesspool in there. I'm like, I'm out. I can't even deal with that.
So yeah, Thomas, I didn't hear that because I wasn't watching that stuff, but I will say this.
Yeah, he was calling them. Yeah, called them out a lot.
But the problem is though, if they cut him, they're losing the money.
Well, they're going to lose the money either way. So at this point, regardless of what happens,
do you cut him?
Are you going to keep him just because he's making money?
I don't know. It's a great question, but let me tell you this: is Tommy Sweeney that much better?
No.
Okay.
He looked horrible tonight too.
Right. So you got
Sweeney guys bad tonight against the
Morris to answer the second-year guy. You get what I'm saying?
Honestly, he's been the best of the four.
He has been, but once again, he's does he have the upside that an OJ Howard, if he can get his act together during the season, maybe he comes around, maybe him and Allen get a little groove going some part of the season. I still rather
see a Howard with Allen. We haven't seen Howard.
No, I get it, but I haven't seen the other guy with Allen, Quentin Morris with Allen either. So
Quentin Morris started we had the first play when Allen was in there.
I think it comes down to, honestly, at this point, we know Dawson Knox is the tight end one, obviously. It's going to come down to Howard and Morris.
Scott, answer me this, Batman. Was there an effing Bills player who gave a crap tonight?
No. Did you see them? No, because you weren't on that network. Who has in the chat? Who watched it on the Buffalo CBS? Bro, the best thing about the game tonight, like honestly, for the Buffalo, they kept going to like the players dancing. They're like, "Oh, look at Spencer Brown with those moves," and I'm like, "Oh, God. Like this is what I'm watching." And it was like him, and there was like another guy. They're like, "Whoa, look at his
all the
dance.
Starters on the sidelines not doing nothing."
Yeah, they're like, no, they're dancing, and then
because that was better entertainment than what they were seeing on the field.
Right. So they keep panning over. They're like, "Whoa, look at those moves!"
And
I'm
so
like,
bad. It was so bad. The worst part about it was the offensive line didn't give the quarterbacks enough time to help show
man,
off
so bad.
what the skill guys could do. Like, we have to choose 2 of those offensive linemen that played tonight as our backup offensive linemen.
Oh, it's so tough, Bobby Hart.
Honestly,
I can't do Bobby
and
Hart.
okay, Bobby Hart looked horrible tonight. Horrible tonight. You know who actually didn't look that bad? Alec Anderson, the left tackle at the end.
Yeah, you looked okay. You looked all
He
right.
looked okay. He's young, you know, and I don't think we're going to keep another tackle. We're going to look for a utility guy. So it's probably going to be Hart, honestly.
Yeah.
Whoever 66 was, is that Van Rotten? Is that Van Rotten?
No, it wasn't Van Rotten. There was another. There was a center that looked terrible. I think his name was like Olsen or something. Oh, bro, Mikey, it was like, so bad.
Oh my God, whoever 66 was, I watched him get blown up on like 4 straight plays. It was so bad.
I wish I had their. I wish I had the offensive line pulled up, but I don't. But man, it was. Owens.
Oh yeah, the rookie, the rookie Owens. That's right. Tanner Owens, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Who's 43? The guy was lost. 43? No, 46 is Ingram. So who's 43? Was that Miller?
On what? On defense.
On defense, yeah.
Let me see.
Because 46 was Ingram, the UB product. 43, I think, might be Miller. But whatever it was, it was. Oh God, it was so bad tonight. It was hard to watch. It really was.
I thought. What's his name? Man, I'm drawing a blank.
Bernard.
Bernard. Yes, Bernard. I thought Bernard. Yes, I thought Bernard had some good plays. I thought the other guy.
He looked lost a couple times too, though.
He did. He got burned on a third down play.
So did Spectre.
Yes, that's who I was drawing a blank. Spectre.
54. Yeah.
Spectre had an interception right through his hands, bro.
Yeah.
He had an easy interception. Can't drop those, bro. That would have been a crucial turnover. Not that we would have scored, but maybe a field goal. Right? Like, bro, it came to a point where I'm like, we're just not going to score. Like, we're just not going to.
When he had the chance and he didn't kick the field goal at the end of the half and he went for it and we got stuffed, I knew we were in for a really bad second half.
Yeah. And listen, guys, they played most of their starters through the first half. And 21-0, yeah, it was terrible offense. That's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
Scott's coming in with fire takes tonight. He's really mad. Even the clap coach of the NFL didn't clap once. I didn't see McDermott clap one time. Granted, I was watching the Carolina broadcast, so they didn't scan over to the Bill side very much. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you one thing: they did scan a lot to the Panther sideline, and the kicker who got hurt over
what
on
happened
the net,
to him?
It looks like he tore his groin. He went through, was practicing over the side with the net, and he kicked one really hard. And as he let go, you see him grab his nuts.
Right. It was weird because we had an injury going on at the same time. Like we had an injured player.
Yeah,
right?
they stopped. They didn't talk about our injured player. They went over and talked about their injured player on my broadcast.
Well,
and they went back and they showed that replay like 3 times.
They didn't show it, but I'm like, they're like, oh, I got an injured Bill. I forget who it was, but then they're like, oh, wait a minute, they got the kicker hit. I'm like, oh no, man, what is going on? But hey, no major injuries to any big time,
punt
backup.
Idiot. That's a good one, Scott. The punt idiot.
Oh,
man, like even Steve Tasker wouldn't say his name. Call him.
That was bad. I tweeted it.
That punt guy.
He said that. Said the punter. Yeah, that punter.
That punter.
Yikes. That's not good. But we already spoke about it, Scott.
Yeah,
we talked about the
dummy,
Araiza guy.
The dummy.
Yeah.
Oh God. I mean, and then we couldn't even get away from it and enjoy the Bills games. That's what it was just seemed like the momentum just rolled downhill with it.
Not that I want to go back to the Matt Araiza thing, but I will say this real quick before we jump off to something else. Thank God, guys, in a way, that this happened now rather than week 2 or the day before the Rams game. It came out.
They still have 10 days before they play. They can figure out what they're going to do with him. And, if they're going to get rid of him,
and get us prepared for get a punter in time to prepare for that game. Like, bro, trust me, it could have came in a like it's not the greatest timing still, but I'll take it right now. You know what I mean? Like we still got time to do what we got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Thomas said Steve New said he knew what happened, but he wouldn't say it on the air. He's like, I can't say that on the air.
Crushed nut.
Man, that's what it looked like. Seriously, that's what it looked like. It was bad.
Man,
It like you instantly, you know those.
Was he preparing for a 65-yard field goal?
It looked like he was trying to do like a kickoff on the side. I mean, he like wound up and gave it everything he had.
Right. Calm down, buddy. It's a preseason. We're not even going to score. They're never going to need you. Like, bro, let's be real. They could have gave us the ball at like the 10-yard line of their own 10. I don't know if we would have scored. It was that bad.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
it was
Scott.
that bad.
Scott, we're with you. That's kind of where my and Tommy's take is at this point. Let him go deal with his legal crap outside of football. Get him away from the team. If he's innocent, great. Let him back into the league, and he can figure out where he's gonna catch on. Maybe it's the Bills, maybe it's with somebody else. But at the end of the day, we don't need that. We don't need that distraction as we're preparing for a Super Bowl run.
Right, and it's a punter, man. Like, at the end of the day,
like he's a weapon.
Listen, he's a weapon.
He is a weapon.
100%. Listen, let's be honest, guys. We were hyped up, and I was about Matt Araiza. I thought, man, I was like, yo, it wasn't just us. It was outside media. Rich Eisen was all over him. Pat McAfee was like, damn, not only do they got a great offense, a great defense, they got great special teams.
Did you watch Rich Eisen today, Tommy?
I watched a little.
He talked about it. You know, he gave Araiza an NIL deal from his show. He's so disgusted.
Oh, no.
Go back and watch it. He's like, and when this happened, it was like 10 days after this would have happened is when he came to Eisen's studio. They talked to him and he gave him the deal. Like, well, hey, go watch Rich Eisen's thing. He's like, I hope. He's like, I hope it's not true because the guy that Eisen met is not the guy that matches up. But everyone knows there's dark sides to everybody.
Oh, sure, 100%.
You know,
yeah, man. It's wild, Mikey. Wild.
Hey guys, why don't they play Allen and the starters just to get in a rhythm for a few sets? Last year they didn't. Because of what happened, honestly, I think they played. Allen played last week. He had one drive right down the field, touchdown. Because of what happened to Baker and a few other guys this year, they felt they didn't need to. And you have to remember, Allen goes against our defense, who's one of the top defenses in the league, every day. We go one-on-ones.
Right.
So they don't feel that he needs to put him in that dangerous situation where they can take care of him inside of our practice. You can't take care of him inside the preseason games.
Yeah, they got their reps last weekend. Trust me when I tell you they're going to go hardcore on practice for the next week before the game. They'll be prepared.
Yep. I'm with you, Scott.
And just look what happened tonight with Darnold. That could have easily happened to Allen. And I know that can happen in a regular season, but it's a preseason it's a meaningless game. And
if Allen would have got hurt in a meaningless game, we would be like, why the hell did McDermott
put him
out there?
Right. And you got to remember too, guys, they're playing against most of the time. They're playing against like a second team. You got a sloppy defensive lineman that doesn't know what he's doing or he's still learning. He could roll up in Allen's legs because whatever. You don't want that, right? So it was best to sit him. Like Mikey said, he's going against arguably one of the best defenses in the league. So he'll be all right. He'll be all right. He got his practice time last week. He knocked the rust off. He's ready to go.
I'm comfortable with where he's at. I like Dallas's question here. Back to football. Are we good with the CBs until White returns? Think he's missed the start of the season? I think he's gonna miss the start of the season now too because he hasn't even started ramping up.
I told you guys.
You know what? But I'm also very, very comfortable with our cornerback position. Like I think that's one of our deepest positions right now. Like we're going to be releasing some corners that are going to land on other people's teams.
Yeah, no, I was very worried, to be honest with you, early
on. To start. Yeah.
But once, really honestly, what did it for me was Benford. Because I knew Kyer Elam would find his way, even though he was starting off with the kind of a shaky camp. But Benford was the key. I think Benford is the key that goes, hey, we don't need to go out now and get a vet corner. And they still might do it, but I don't think
they're going to because we're having a hard time rostering the corners that we have.
I agree. But I am listen, the way I see them play in the preseason, they're physical. They haven't made many mistakes. I'm good with it. Jordan Poyer will be back. And by the way,
Micah
the coach
Hyde
already
will be
said,
back.
yeah, the coach already said Jordan Poyer, if it was week 1, he would already play by now.
Yeah.
In that second game. So he's ready. So guys, don't even worry about that. But I'm telling you right now, and I said it before, Trey is not playing week 1. I would be shocked.
We don't need Trey to play week 1. We need Trey to be healthy and for our stretch run. Too. Do whatever you need to do. Put him in bubble wrap, get him healthy, ease him in. Because Dane Jackson looked real good. Elam has looked good. Benford has looked good. Cam Lewis has looked good. Sharon's looked good.
Jaquan Johnson, by the way, played good tonight too. There's another guy that
he let that touchdown up.
Yeah, but he made a lot. Listen, for an undersized guy, he made some really good tackles. Some bigger. He's
safety 3. He's safety 3.
Yeah, I don't mind him though. I thought he's actually had a pretty decent preseason. He's made some plays.
He's had a real good one.
Yeah,
he's had a real good preseason.
I like Jaquan.
I thought some of our second team DNs got out of the rush lanes again.
Oh my God!
Kinsley Jonathan.
What is with that?
They're like rushing around and letting the quarterback step up and roll out. It's driving me crazy. But they're young.
Who is our coach that manages the edge? Like who is that?
Our D-line coach is Eric Washington.
Yeah. He's been there. See, man, why doesn't he fix that, man? It's like an ongoing thing with that.
Yeah, but we don't see that with our starters. We only see that with our backups, like our deep guys.
Jerry Hughes used to go wide all the time.
Yeah,
frustrating the hell out of me.
Jerry Hughes is is a different story.
He was there, So AJ Epinesa, he also goes wide. He does
Hamlin.
Wide.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hamlin. Hamlin was good in the first quarter, but then he popped out. Like our backup, him a lot. Like our safeties, we have 4 safeties. We have our starters, Poyer and Hyde. Then our backups in Johnson and Hamlin have been fantastic.
Yes.
And really, this preseason, what we've seen is our corners as the 2 rookies, and then Johnson and Hamlin, and we've done really well. I'm not concerned about that at all. And imagine if you put our actual first line D up there that's going to get to the quarterback. These guys don't have to cover as long. So it's going to be more helpful. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not concerned about our corners at all. We're going to be letting there's a good chance Cam Lewis doesn't even make this roster.
Oh, another player. See, there was some bright spots tonight. I thought Shaq Lawson played pretty well tonight.
He played well again.
There's another guy. I thought Mike Love played pretty well again.
CJ Brewer played well, and from the D-line spot, the undrafted guy, he played pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, I do got to ask you real quick, Mikey, because we didn't talk about it yet. The restructure of Deion Dawkins' contract.
Yeah.
What do you think Brandon Beane's going to do? Do you think this is a Poyer move, or do you think this is just a free cap for next season?
He likes to go in with about $10 million. Being because then he can do things inside there, and if we don't use it, he can roll it over. At this point, I don't think we're going to do anything with Poyer. I really don't.
You don't think a deal gets done this year?
I don't.
You just think they're going to play out the year and then move on?
Well, or resign, but I don't think it's going to happen before
at the end of this. Okay.
If it doesn't happen by the end of by like Friday, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, possible. I just know that I will say this. Brandon Beane has been known to do extensions or contract.
Not in season though.
Yes, he has. He did it for Teron Johnson last year, week 5 or something like that.
But
100%.
Very rarely does he do that.
I get it, but he's done it. And that was a good deal for Teron Johnson. Yeah. That was a very good deal Teron Johnson got.
Paid him a lot of money.
Right, and that was what? Week 5?
They gave him Poyer's money.
Yes, they did. But he's also younger, and he's one of the best slot corners in the league.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm just saying, I wouldn't count that out just yet, where he could sign him somewhere during the season. I'm just saying, the longer – listen, here's my problem with the Poyer thing real quick, Mikey. Mm-hmm. If you let him play this season, and let's say Jordan Poyer has another all-pro type season, right? Mm-hmm. Then you might be really having to pay him a little bit more. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing that out. Just like the Josh Allen. it's funny because the Josh Allen deal, I don't know if it was you when we first started, me and Mikey, and I was like, yeah, they're going to get the deal done. They're going to get the deal done. And I kept preaching it. And people were like, no, they're going to wait till next season. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, listen, it's smart to get it over with now because he's going to get more money at the end of this year. He's going to have another good year, and he's going to want to expect more, right? It's just the way it works in the NFL. Each year, the money's going to go up. And if sure enough, what happens? They give Josh Allen a contract extension. What was it? 1 week before the season started? Yeah. 2 weeks, I think it was. So I'm just saying, I could definitely see it happening like the Teron Johnson thing. I think they're going to get it done. I think they're going to get it done this season, Mikey. When? I don't know. That's just my thinking. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not in the office. I have no idea.
What are they doing with Poyer, Blakely? I'm not exactly sure. Why do I think they're not going to get it done? There's a lot of young guys coming up that's going to need extensions, and Poyer wants a lot of money. And Johnson has showed that he can play, adequate safety in our system. You have to remember, Jordan Poyer was a scrap heap pickup that we turned into an All-Pro.
Yeah, 100%.
Battle
injuries too.
McDermott and Frazier have this way of turning guys into really good players. I love Jordan Poyer. If we can pay him and they can find a way to do it, great.
Yeah.
However, I don't want to see us sign Jordan Poyer and have to sacrifice an Ed Oliver or a Dawson Knox or someone younger that's more of a core to our team.
Right.
But if Bean can find the money, works for me.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to get that deal done, Mikey. I do,
right.
And it's not going to be a crate.
Listen, you've been spot on to this point.
Yeah, I know? Listen, you think they're going to give him a crazy deal? I don't think he gets a crazy contract. I think, like we talked about, I think he gets a
contract. I think he gets a
crazy contract.
Is 13, 5, 14.
No, I think 12, 13, 13, 14, 12. Even I think all that in that range is fair for him, for an All-Pro safety who's been excellent for the Buffalo Bills. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm talking about if he's in the 15, 16 range, something crazy, right? Then obviously you got to let him walk. You got to. You have to at that point. But I have a feeling that Jordan Poyer is going to make it work, and so is Brandon Beane. I think they're going to get together. I think they're going to make it work. I think it's going to be a team kind of friendly thing where it's like, okay, you're happy with this. I'm happy with this. Let's make it work, and let's get going. I just do. Because, listen, he can go out and get paid somewhere else, but is it going to be Buffalo? Is he going to be happy? Is he going to win? A lot of these players, it's about winning too. You know what I mean?
But at this point, Poyer says it's about the money. He feels like he's taking. What Poyer came out and said, he felt like he's taking enough team discounts. It's time for him to get paid.
Well, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what he's asking, right? We'll see what, because we don't know. I have no idea.
So Thomas comes in and says, "Wait a minute, Knox, he's meh."
You think Dawson Knox is meh?
Wow.
You're talking about Dawson Knox?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll tell you what on Dawson Knox. So that's I'm glad he brought that up. So if you would have told me that the year before last, so in 2020, I would have been like, okay, yeah, you know what? I agree with that. He's dropped a lot of passes. He's already been here a couple seasons already. But last year, after he went to the training camp or to the tight end university thing, he really turned his game around. He's super athletic. He can block well. He can run routes well. His hands, which was the concern, got way better. He has him and Josh Allen have a very good connection. Very good connection. He's only getting better, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's meh anymore. If you said he was meh a couple seasons ago, I agree. I think he tied the league with touchdowns for a tight end last year. I could be wrong, but it was up there. I think he had 8. I could be wrong, Mikey, but somebody looked that up. He had a pretty good season. You got to remember, too, guys, we have good receivers, right? So, Josh, this isn't a case where you're the Baltimore Ravens and all he has is Mark Andrews, and Mark Andrews is stacking up the yards. If we had
And
no
thank you,
receivers,
Thomas.
Dawson Knox will be, in my opinion, this season, Dawson Knox will be a 1,000-yard receiver if he was in Baltimore. Easily. In my opinion. Is Mark Andrews a little better right now? Yes. But I think Dawson Knox will still be that guy on that team too. If there was
Dawson
no Mark
Knox
Andrews.
is still ascending. He's getting better
Yes.
every year, much like Josh did, much like Gregory Rousseau's starting to do, much like
Ed
Ed
Oliver.
Oliver's done. You know, they found this raw talent and they're teaching him. You have to remember, Dawson Knox coming out was a quarterback. He was a quarterback until he got to college, and then he transitioned to tight end, and he played with DK Metcalf and AJ Brown and all those guys, and he was basically a blocker.
Yeah. Thomas, I think he's good because of both. I guess you could credit Allen and him. He's made some listen, go back and watch the highlights last season. Dawson Knox made some phenomenal catches, man. Dawson Knox was in the right place at the right time for Josh Allen on a lot of these plays. He ran the right route. It's not all about Allen. I love Allen. Of course he makes the players better, but you got to run the right routes. You got to have hands. You got to block well. He's done a lot of good things. I mean, let's even backtrack. Look at the tight ends we have on this roster right now. If you take away Dawson Knox.
Oh God, it's scary.
Okay. So there's my point. It's really enough said right there. We would be in trouble.
Think about before Dawson Knox got here. We've been looking for a tight end
forever. I mean, honestly, listen, Charles Clay was a fullback that went to tight end in Miami, and he was okay. I'm not going to shit on him, but he wasn't a true tight end. He was an undersized tight end, really, fullback / tight end. He was a Reggie Gilliam. That's what Charles Clay was, with a little bit better athleticism. I'll be honest with you. Other than that, but Buffalo's never had true tight ends. We've never been that team. It's always been go back and look. We did the top 100 Buffalo Bills players. Tight end numbers they're terrible. I mean, I'm not saying they're bad, but the numbers aren't very good.
Only 2 tight ends in our history have made the list.
Like Dawson Knox may pass those guys for the guy that you're saying is meh. Might pass those other tight ends in statistical things for the Buffalo Bills, right? Categories. I'm just saying. So I don't know if he's meh, but he's getting better. You know, is he worth a huge contract? No, of course he's not there yet, and I don't think he's going to demand a huge contract. I don't.
No, he's already. He said he just bought a house in Buffalo and he wants to stay.
There you go.
I don't think he's looking to break the bank. He knows the situation he's in.
Right.
With the quarterback he has, and he's like, I like it here. I want to stay here.
Right.
You know, he's in the top 10 tight ends.
Crowder's on the bubble, bro.
Yeah, I was in a transition to this.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I didn't see that happening. He is. Because me and Mikey, I disagree with Mikey. Like, I think Mikey said it a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, nah, I don't, no way. Like, and he was like, yeah, and I didn't want to believe it because listen, you gotta understand too. Crowder's been a hell of a player in this league. He's a good. Like when we signed him, I thought that was the sneakiest free agent signing that we had this offseath. But Isaiah McKenzie, and Shakir
has made him
have just wiped him out.
Do I want him to be on the roster? Yes. I think there is a spot for Crowder.
Yeah.
But when you start looking at how you're going to construct your team, he becomes redundant with the guys that we already have that we know are locks.
Is he trade bait though? I would say this. I'd rather trade him than cut him.
Oh, heck
I think a team would take him. I think a team could use Crowder.
Especially for the price that we got him for.
That's what I'm saying. I think, like, see, that is a perfect player for Bean to go out and trade. I wouldn't cut Crowder. Matter of fact, nobody takes him. I'd probably keep him and then trade him later just to do it because I think you can get something for him. He has a track history in the NFL. He's been a solid player. He's just not having a good offseason with us. That's it. Other players are shining him.
Yeah, Scott, I think you nailed this one right here, bud.
Yes.
McKenzie's probably going to be the kick returner, which still scares the heck out of me.
It does.
And Shakir's going to be the punt returners, and that guy is just solid. He reminds me so much of Micah Hyde back there. You know, I think Micah Hyde's a little bit more explosive right now. But he's just so sure-handed back there.
He is. He makes right decisions every time.
Yep.
I haven't seen him make a bad choice, like where I'm like, oh no, like what are you doing? And McKenzie, I will say this: he scares me at times, but I have that exciting factor. He has that exciting factor because he is fast, bro. Like that dude, when he gets a little space, he could take it to the house.
Yeah.
Like that dude has that speed. It's just the fact where it's like his hands on these returns scare me. You know, like he's a little dude, and man, there's a lot of potties flying at you. And
yeah,
you know,
and Thomas, I'm so with you, buddy. Unfortunately, I didn't avoid anything football, as me and Tommy do shows every week. But I am so ready for and it feels so good to be on the brink of the season, and we kick off. You know, Thursday night,
first game,
LA.
Taking off work. I'm taking off work.
They're raising the banner. I'm taking off work too, buddy. I am too. I'm gonna enjoy my kickoff day. You know,
and we'll be here. By the way, we will be every post game, just like tonight. Every post game, don't matter if it's on a Monday, a Sunday, a Thursday,
a Saturday.
Yeah, it don't matter. We will be here literally 10 minutes after.
10,
right away.
After,
yep, that's it. 10, 15. So we'll probably be the first podcast content channel that's going live instantly. So
and we probably won't sit and talk for an hour, but we'll probably give 20.
Oh,
30
by the way, we keep forgetting to say this, Mikey, but you know what? Go ahead, Mikey. I'll let you say
it. Please make sure you like this video. If you haven't already, subscribe. Click on the bell for notifications. We do appreciate everybody in the comments that come in and tell us, but we always forget to tell people, hey, come join us. We are like 60 people away from 2,000.
Yes, we are. Look, guys, listen, honestly, help us out. So it was my goal initially when I first started this channel to get to 1,000. And then my next goal was 1,500. I was like, oh, I got to get 15. Now we're so close to 2,000. I think we're like 60 away. Actually less. Guys, help us out. Honestly, if you haven't subscribed,
already, please do.
Yeah, if you know somebody that's a super Bills fan, spread the word, man. Honestly, get them on here. Listen, we have a lot going on, man. We have a lot going on almost every night of the week. By the way, I'm adding a basketball podcast when the basketball season starts. I think late September, Mikey. On Thursday nights. I'll let you guys know the time once I get everything set up.
Sure, Thomas. All day.
Yes,
come on in the chat and talk your talk.
We do. So what else is going on? What is
I promise I'll only join post games if they win. Scott, come on in regardless, buddy.
Dude.
I enjoy you. You keep us honest.
Bro, I will say I did post before because me and Mikey just started doing this full time on my channel. We used to just do it on hashtag. But I used to do post game, Mikey, on losses. Whoa.
See, it's funny because I would go into chat. I would watch all the post game, and me and Scott knows that's how me and Scott go back. From back our days in the chats together. And I get salty too.
They're tough to do, man. They're tough. Dude, like I think my hardest. I think the one that pops out, Mikey, the most to me last year. The post game that really was tough to do. I was heated, Mikey. Was the Jaguar loss?
Yeah. That one was really hard,
bro.
Okay,
that
I want
chat.
you to answer this question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want you to answer this question. But that chat, I know, Tommy, that one was bad. I remember. I remember you telling me about it,
dude. The chat was brutal, bro. It was so brutal, and I couldn't defend the Bills. It was really tough. I couldn't. What can I say at that time? They were terrible. Yeah. That was a terrible game. All right, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. It says Dallas comes in and says so. It's Diggs, Davis, McKenzie, Shakir, and ... I know we're gonna do our 53 on our Monday show. However, I'll just drop my wide receivers now. I truly think it's gonna be Crowder, and then I have a weird feeling it's gonna be Kumaro. As much as I want it to be Hodgins, I think it's gonna be Kumaro.
I'm gonna go opposite.
Okay.
I'm going to go opposite everything but the Kumaro. I agree with you except for the Kumaro. I think Kumaro, for as much as they like him on special teams, we have a good special teams. Like if they get rid of him, I think we'll be fine. Honestly. I think Isaiah Hodgins has really made a name for himself in this preseason. And this last preseason game, for as crappy as we did, he was the one receiver that actually made plays, not Kumaro.
No, I get it. I'm just thinking from a special team standpoint.
But I get it. I get that too. I get that too. And then it comes down to this though.
I want it to be Hodgins.
Let's say I'm wrong. Let's say it is Kumaro. Let's say they cut Hodgins. You got to put to your mind, okay, if they cut Kumaro, do you think a team picks Kumaro up?
Yes.
Or do you think we could stash him?
No, I think Kumaro gets picked up.
What about
I think either one of them gets picked up.
Right.
I think Hodgins is going to end up in New York if he gets cut.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because they just lost another one of the receivers. Yeah, and they lost one of the receivers.
Okay.
Scott and Thomas, thank you guys. We enjoy doing this. Thomas comes in and says you were pumped after the Bills lost, and he was pissed.
Oh, yes, but was I Mikey?
Yeah.
I listen. I wasn't pumped, but I was more like, hey, I was like, finally.
You saw the spark.
I saw the fight, man. Guys, I know it's last season, but listen, man, and I talked about this a million times. It was the first game last season. Even all the wins we had before that we actually showed real fight and heart. Honestly. And that's that's really what I took from that game. Even though we lost, I think we had lost 2 in a row at that point, right? I think we lost New England. I think it was them right after. I was like, oh my God. But man, I was like, you know what? I think something clicked. I think something finally clicked. And what happened, guys? We went on a freaking run. We went on a run right after that.
Tommy was calling it from probably about mid-second quarter. He's like, something's clicking. He's like, watch, second half, we're gonna blow up. And I was the opposite. I was hot. I was the Scott Blakely of our duo that evening, because I was telling Tommy, I am so sick watching this. It made me want to puke.
Dude, people were pissed in the chat though. Even after, I was like, bro, Mikey, I was trying to convince like Scott and all these. I was like, guys,
he said it's 10 Hail Marys.
Yeah, I'm like, I promise you, after this week, it's going to turn around. They're like, forget it. It's typical Buffalo Bills letting me down again.
They came all the way back. They came all the way back just to let Levi Wallace blow a coverage. And everyone blamed Edmonds, and it wasn't Edmonds' guy. Levi Wallace didn't follow him like he was supposed to.
But we should have won the game with the non-call.
Yeah. But we won't drag up old crap. Scott, that Hodgins catch was ridiculous today.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Ridiculous. He has such good hands.
He's made catches like that all preseason. He did that the week before.
Well, he did that the first year, his rookie year, before he got hurt. Like everyone, you have to remember, Hodgins was actually the bigger draft pick than Davis was originally.
I remember
Hodgins was Team Hodgins with Team Davis.
I remember in camp, you're 100% right.
He was killing in camp, and then he got hurt. And then he was out the whole year.
Yes.
And then he came back last year and got hurt again.
That's all I heard was how Hodgins was just Hodgins was the guy, right? Like he was outshadowing our 3rd round pick at that time, which Gabe Davis in camp. And he just couldn't stay healthy.
Thomas said, posted, he's like, but you have to admit, Tommy, Levi Wallace sucks.
And
then I followed up saying Levi Wallace blew the coverage. So
yeah, I don't think he sucks though. I don't.
Yeah, I buried my hatchet with.
I mean, sucks. It's like, listen, sucks is a big. I don't think. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be honest. We'll move on from this. I don't think any. Listen, I don't know if any NFL player. I'm just gonna throw this out there. It sucks. Like if you make an NFL team, even if you're stupid Bobby Hart, right? You've done something. Like you've done more than I ever did athletically. Just
like even a lot of these guys, and thank you for the donation, Scott.
Awesome, Scott.
Your question in 1 second. But even these guys who are going to get cut are all way more athletic, and they don't suck. They're just not the 1% of the top tier athletes. That's all that's saying.
Exactly. And go ahead with Scott's thing, and we'll move on.
So Scott comes in and says, honestly, guys, that's why podcasts like yours are great for venting without fear. Just gotta, So thanks for absorbing the good and the bad and the ugly. You know what, buddy? Our podcast from get-go, from jump, when we created, me and Tommy, I'm teamed up. We've always said it's the reason why we called our first show Tailgate Talk, is because we wanted it to be more like you're out at a tailgate with a bunch of Bills fans just talking. We're not here. We're not a cover one where we're going to give you X's and O's and talk about all the ins and outs. We're not some of those other ones who are going to bring you a bunch of player interviews and things like that. Me and Tommy are fans who like to talk to fans to talk about the game. That's really what we are.
And we're gonna give you brutal honesty.
Honesty, good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah, listen, man. Like, we're not. There's some channels that are strictly Homer channels. Okay, I'm not gonna name names, but they're just strictly everything's great and sunshine. It's awesome, and everybody's so awesome on the Buffalo Bills roster. Listen, like, it's not reality. Like, I'm gonna tell you, hey, I didn't like this play. Hey, I didn't like how coach did this today. I didn't like how Sean McDermott called the game. I'm going to be honest. Honesty is the key, right? You can't sit back because what happens? And the Buffalo Bills let you down, and you're like, whoa, right? Like, listen, the facts are the facts. Is what we're here for. We're going to tell you what we saw that we like, what we didn't like, and it's just an opinion. End of the day, end of the day.
Thomas still hasn't figured me out yet. I'm about as even keel as they come. I speak the truth. I have my opinions on things, and I let it be known. But I'm also open-minded. Like, me and Tommy will go back and forth, and I'll tell you if I feel strongly about something, I'll tell him. You're 100%. Crazy, dude. But at the same time, it's the same time. Tommy brings me around on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's why we gel. That's why we get. That's why we work good together. So what else, Mikey?
Chewy comes in and says the only thing I learned from this game tonight was we better stay healthy. Touche, Chewy.
100, dude.
Especially on the O-line. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Dude, that was once again, I will say this, though. Going back to that month ago podcast we had about if we lost Josh Allen, God forbid. No, bro.
Yeah.
He ain't win 12 games, bro. I hate to tell you. You want to tell me otherwise now? You want to apologize for that?
Absolutely. No. I'll still stick with it because he's gonna be behind the starting offensive line with the starting skill set. He's not gonna be playing with backups.
But he's such a right. But I would say this though, Ken Dorsey would have to really adjust to the way he plays football.
Yes.
You understand? And he would have to take a lot of plays out because Josh Allen is made for his playbook, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't put slow at. Bro, I saw Keenum run tonight, Mikey, for like 4 yards, and it was like Tom Brady running. I mean, he was almost on that level. It was really, really slow. Like, Keenum looked like a 50-year-old guy running. I'm like, this is terrible. Like there's no wonder he doesn't get out of the pocket. Like, he has to go. Have you seen him get out of the pocket like on a like run around?
He's old and slow. I get it.
He should be. Do you think he has like knee braces on underneath?
I don't know. You know what I just picture? I picture him. Major League with the old catcher Jake Taylor with the ice on his knees after the game.
Yeah,
that's what I picture. To answer Thomas's question, I'm from Northern California. I'm in North California.
The Cali. Those Cali quarterbacks. Boo. Except for our one down in the
right. Yeah, keep talking about the Cali quarterbacks.
That's the country California. You're from big
he's
city.
From the Central Valley. I am not from a big city. I'm outside the big city.
You're the USC guy over here.
No, that's Southern California, brother. I'm Stanford. Cal. That's my neck of the woods. Oh, I lost you.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you're back. You're back, brother. Nope, lost you again.
I hit the cord. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, getting all excited.
You got Sacramento Kings there.
So I don't have much left to talk about this game. We talked about the corners. We talked about, the wide receivers. Blackshear looked solid as he always does.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. The running backs. I'm glad you brought that up because we would have forgot. That's an interesting thing, Mikey. Because I gotta say, we know that Devin Singletary obviously is our real. He is our running back.
Yep.
Yes, we know Zach Moss is clearly the way he's been running and he's healthy now. He is our second running back. He is our third and short guy. He's our goal line running back. We know James Cook is our gadget running back who can kind of do everything, right? But that now it leads to the Blackshear and Duke Johnson. Have they done enough?
No.
For one of them to make the team.
No,
If they
because
get cut,
because
if they get cut, do they get picked up?
No, I don't think so. I don't think either one of them gets picked up. Duke would bounce around a bunch last year. He did, and he didn't get picked up till late by Miami, so he'll go on a practice squad. And Blackshear's only run against the threes. We haven't seen him against the others.
Yeah,
know?
but he's man.
You know?
I really listen. I would be cool with Duke with Duke getting cut. Not it is what it is.
We're not going to roster 5. We're not rostering 5.
No, I know we're not, but I really do hope you're right about nobody picking up Blackshear, because I thought Blackshear shined. I thought his average per run was freaking unreal. I thought he made some hella cuts even tonight. I thought he ran hard. Like, he did everything you would want to see out of a running back. He did this preseason. It's so tough, and that's what makes the 53 roster.
Yeah,
man, so
because
tough.
You have to remember, Neal didn't suit up this entire preseason.
Nope.
Neither did Taiwan Jones. And I guarantee you that there's no way that McDermott is cutting Taiwan Jones, veteran, without at least letting them try to do something.
No,
he's a lot, and we're not rostering 5 running backs.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying, I really do hope, because for instance, if Devin Singletary does not get re-signed, which probably won't, I would like to have like a Blackshear compete next year again for maybe a backup role or third string. You get what I'm saying? Because maybe Taiwan Jones isn't on the team next year because he only signed for a 1-year deal. You get what I'm saying? Maybe Taiwan Jones moves on. So it'd be nice to have
Blackshear.
That
I think
player,
Blackshear's going to be replacing him down the line. I don't think he gets picked up. I really don't.
Okay. I hope so. Like, I hope you're
really
right.
Don't.
I
really don't. Chewy says, did anybody lose their job? No one lost their job in the running back room. Duke was, after we drafted Cook, I never thought Duke was going to make the team.
Yeah, I agree with that too. By the way, real quick, the name popped in my head. Joik Bell. Remember I was telling you about a guy who played well for us, and we caught him and he got picked up? Detroit Lions. And he actually played okay for them, by the way. He wasn't a bad running back. So that was a running back that I was trying to come up with the other day. Joik Bell. I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah. Scott agrees with us on the running back order and who makes the team in the practice squad. Always, it is. You're right, Scott. The last one's always a special team tiebreaker. That's why I think it's going to be Kumaro over Hodgins, as much as I don't want it to be. But anyways, let's see what else is in here. Who's the starting returners?
Special teams tonight, because it was so bad.
I says, who's the returners? It's going to be McKenzie and Shakir. McKenzie's going to do the kickoffs, and Shakir's going to do the punts.
And I'm I'm good with that for now. I think McKenzie.
Why is
been practicing
Jones? Yeah, why is Taiwan Jones so good? He's an elite gunner.
Yeah,
he is. And him and Neal together make the best gunner duo in football. Yeah. Last year, Matt Hawk's kick coverage, like his time was like 4.4 or 4.5, which is right around league average. But he gave up the least amount of return yards because of Jones and Neal. We have elite gunners, and we haven't seen it this preseason because neither one of them has played. And we've been looking at other guys to see if they can do it.
Right.
So that's why Jones is locked in as our running back for break glass in case of emergency, but he's really just a special teams guy.
Yep, that's all he is.
Yep. Scott comes in and asks the question, will they keep 6 or 7 receivers?
I think 7.
I think they break the tradition, go with 7. Kumaro and Hodgins both make it. Oh, I like that. Where are you taking away, Scott? If you're going to give a 7th receiver, what position are you taking it from? Are you taking it from tight ends and we're only going to go with 2? Are we only going with 8?
Good question. That's a good,
because I think we're keeping it. I really think where we're going to keep an extra this year is going to be in the secondary. With Trey not being back yet, I think we're going to keep an extra corner. So that has to be taken from somewhere. So if you're going to keep 7, you have to take it from somewhere else. Where are you taking it from?
Yeah, that's a good. I have a feeling though he might be right. It might do 7, but to your point, they got to take somewhere else. I honestly, when we do the breakdown, is when we'll really have fun with that and decide who we think that could be replaced for that 7th receiver spot. Yeah, cheers, bro. Cheers.
Yep. And thanks for the question, Thomas. We appreciate you guys coming in and asking those questions because that helps our show go longer. Me and Tommy have an outline, but really the show's driven by you guys. So
yep, 100%.
Our division, who is the bigger threat or potential tough games in our division?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I really think Miami's our biggest threat. I like Mike McDaniel's offense. It's a Shanahan offense. If Tua is average, they're going to be the biggest threat. I don't think anybody overtakes us this year, but I think they're the biggest threat to us this year.
Yeah.
Potential tough game, sleeper game, the Jets.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm just saying that's potential tough games.
I think that quarterback, he's not the guy. I'll be honest with you. I know it's too early to call, but I'm going to call it anyways. I don't like him as a quarterback. Wilson, Zach Wilson. I'm just not a fan. Okay. I'm not a fan of him. I think you're right about the Dolphins. I will say that. I don't think they're a threat to us, but I do think I see them as a 9 to 10 win team, which is up there because I think we're going to be obviously win the division by, I would say 4 games, 5, 6 games. But New England, the problem with the Patriots is I just think I think the owner Kraft is just trusting Bill Belichick way too long. He's way too much with the GM thing. I think the offensive coordinator thing is a total mess right now, right? You still got a young quarterback in Mac Jones. Now you got Patricia and
who's a defensive guy. And Joe Judge, who's the special teams guy,
right? And they're both, So it's like, what are you doing? And then it's just like
they piecemealed their O-line as well because they traded their best lineman, Shaq Mason, to the Bucks for a 5th round pick. Oh, guess what? We traded Cody Ford for what? A 5th round pick.
Right. They also lost a very good corner.
Yeah. J.C. Jackson.
So I think they're an 8-win team. I'm going to be 7.
I think they're going to be third. I think they're going to be third in our division. I think it's going to go.
I think the Jets are still going to. Yep.
And then Patriots and Jets is how I.
I don't see anyone being a threat. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We own the Dolphins
Miami has the biggest potential to be a threat to us.
They have a potential
because they do have. I don't think they can either. Because they do have a lot of really good guys on that roster.
They do.
And if Mike McDaniels can get them to gel in that new system, they could be dangerous because they're bringing back their full defense. And their defense was good last year.
No, listen, they got listen, I'm not, that's what I'm saying. I think they could be a 10-win team, which is good. Xavier Howard, excellent corner. One of the best in the league. They got 2 of the fastest receivers in the game right now, right? With Tyreek Hill and Waddle. But the question mark still remains the same. Quarterback position, right? Which is the biggest. If you're going to win a Super Bowl, if you're going to lead your team to a deep playoff push,
if you're going to win the division,
you have to have a quarterback in place that you trust completely. And I still don't think the Dolphins trust Tua.
Do you think all
they have
all
to go with them?
Lip service?
Huh?
Do you think all their talk is lip service?
Yeah,
like their coaches come out and said he throws the best, most catchable ball I've ever seen.
Hill said that.
No, the coach came out and said it too.
Oh, he said that too? Oh, it's ridiculous. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I definitely think it's all. Maybe it's even for his ego in a way to get him better, maybe feeling better about himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the last coaching staff, all they did was crap on him. Talk about replacing him with other guys.
Well, they try to do it. Hey, let's be real. They try to trade him in the offseason again. They try to get Tom Brady.
Yep.
That's why their owner is fine and they can't go to the games this year. I'm just saying. So the owner still didn't trust him, Mikey, going into this season. So even though the coach may be hyping him up and Hill's hyping up, I still think Tua is a guy that gets injured a lot. Can he stay healthy even? Right? And I think their backup, I'll be real with you, Dolph. You know how fans are. I think the moment Tua starts to mess up or he gets hurt, and what's his name comes in,
Bridgewater,
and plays. Bridgewater comes in, plays well. That's it. I think Tua is done. I think the fans are going to turn. That's how fans are. You know that. Fans are quick to turn. and they will turn on him, especially if they lose. If they lose, let's say, for instance, if they come out and play New England, they play New England week 1. I believe in New England. If they come out and they lose to New England, oh, dude, that's bro, that's bad. Like, you know what I mean? Tua plays bad against New England. Yeah, like that's not good.
You can't tell jokes while I'm drinking water, buddy. Can't make me laugh.
Yeah, dude. I think, but yeah, I can see him 9-10 wins if Tua plays well. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine? Imagine this. Imagine that they come out and the Patriots beat the Dolphins. Can you imagine what the Patriots fans are going to say about how great Mac Jones is? He's the savior. He's the baby goat. We're
gonna hear it. Well, we don't play them for a minute.
Yeah,
I gotta look at the schedule.
We don't play. We don't play most of them. We play the Dolphins early. We play everyone else like after week 10.
Way late. Yeah,
and we play the Jets twice and the Patriots twice after week 10. Yeah, Thomas comes in and asks, "Are we doing a pregame show?" No, we're not doing a pregame show. We're gonna be doing postgame shows.
However, that doesn't mean I won't find someone to do pregame. I'm still in
it's before the first game. He's asking since we're both taking
as of right now. No.
Since we're both taking the day off, are we doing a pregame show?
I don't know. Honestly, we'll see.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, because it's a big. That's a big day. It's opening day Thursday, Mikey. All right,
Thomas. You're putting that back into the discussion. We weren't going to, but
damn you, Thomas.
Let's see. We got more in here. Does Bobby Hart make the 53?
Oh God, I hope not.
We're gonna do our 53, Chewy, on Monday on our Monday show.
Not.
But God, I'm gonna have a hard time finding a spot for Bobby Hart as the 53.
He was talking to Josh Allen today on the Buffalo channel when they panned over, and I'm like, get him the hell away. I don't want him talking to him on the sideline. Just go at the end of the bench, bro. Take your ass over by Matt Barkley.
Yeah, that's
Get
funny.
the hell away from Josh Allen.
Jets QB made it in the cover of I'm Older But Still Hot magazine. That's a good one, Scott.
Can you believe that story? That he's banging his mom's
best friend?
Yeah, what the hell is going on here?
What's going on, Brandon? How you doing, buddy?
Hey,
thanks for joining us.
Oh,
okay, Chewy, name one player that's a surprise addition to the 53 from OD in special teams. Ooh, that's a good one.
Surprise addition to the 53 roster.
Surprise.
That is a really good question. We're
gonna have a new
53. Punter. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. So there's your special teams. Me and Mikey agree with that. Let's see. Offense.
Surprise. I think the only guy that really has I think Bobby Hart's gonna be the surprise offensive guy. And I don't want him to be, but I think he's gonna be. On the defense, I think Spector is gonna be the surprise 53. He's gonna take Smith's spot for suspension and be the special team guy. And I have a feeling Smith's not gonna get his job back. Spector looked good this preseason, man.
I'll piggyback off you with the Spector thing. I didn't see that coming. He's had an excellent preseason. I honestly did not think he was going to make the team. Like when we initially had him. Offense, honestly, that's a tough one, man. I'm going to say, I don't know. That is a tough one because everybody I like on offense is going to make the team. I don't know if anyone's a surprise for me. That's going to make
Hodgins might be the closest thing to a surprise
if he makes the team. He's saying 53. Yeah. Okay, I'll throw it out there. Zach Moss, because I did think.
Here's another one.
Zach Moss was on the bubble initially. Go
ahead. Morris, the tight end. He could be a surprise.
Oh, he could be. You're right. If he, I still don't think so. I still think.
I'm just saying, if you're looking for a surprise guy, it's someone like that, Bobby Hart.
Yeah.
Which they seem to love, and I don't get it. Or a Morris, because Morris played really well this preseason.
He did, but I just, I don't know.
Yes. If you want Tommy and I to do the pregame show, hit the thumbs up. Hit that like button.
I'll be starting my drinking earlier.
Right.
Getting my voice. I'll be yelling in my house, man. That's why I can't do. Listen, guys, that's why I cannot do. I don't know how. Oh, listen, and kudos to you guys if you guys go on these other content guys and watch these guys do play-by-play. I can't do it. I scream, I yell, my TV's on blast. I am focused on the TV. I cannot be focused on the chat. It'd be impossible for me. So, and I would drop so many F-bombs, YouTube would take me the hell off right away. It'd be like, yo, get this guy out of here. So no, I can't do in-game. I would never do that, Mikey.
Last account. If you don't like our content, I'm sorry, buddy. Maybe we're not for you. But
whoa, somebody said, whoa.
Hey, we appreciate you stopping in and giving us a shot. If we're not for you, that's fine. We're not for everybody. Last account, give us a vote down. That's fine. Hit the up, down, anything. It helps the algorithm.
It actually does. So yes, please give us the thumbs down.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. That's fine.
Because honestly, we don't get them much, so it's actually good for algorithm. Yes, hit the thumbs down.
That's fine.
Please.
We appreciate you at least giving us a shot, buddy.
Yeah.
Pregame. Oh, my surprise picks. Chewy, Morris Spector, and any available punter. There we go. I like it.
How do I block this clown from my channel?
I don't know. Let him be.
I had a block. Matter of fact, I had a block.
Talking and realized I was banned. Just messing around. That's fine. Hey, we're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine. We got our guys who like to ride with us, and that's great. If you're one of them, welcome to the team, buddy. All right, Tommy. I think we're at that time of the show.
Yeah, we are, man. We are done. Honestly, man, this should have been a 30-minute show for as god awful of a preseason game that was. A snooze fest, as you call it. But there was some stuff to talk about. And I'm glad that you guys came into the chat room because listen, there wasn't much to talk about as far as week 3 preseason 21-0.
Yeah.
It was a snooze fest. Let's be real. So
and we really
me and Mikey went on an hour and a half.
Yeah.
in
because of you.
Gave you the best we could.
Yeah, and because of you and your questions, honestly, at the end of the day, it's hard to rate guys when they don't get the chance. So and thank you for giving us the thumbs up, guys. Tommy, Monday, 53-man preview. Over on Buffalo Fan Base, or you can find us here on Mafia Sports Report. It's time,
guys.
For
don't forget Mondays too. Once season starts, we go on 11:15. Just a heads up. All right.
Yep, because we're going to go on towards the end of the Monday Night Football. We'll talk a little bit about Monday Night Football and then recap the Bills game. But other than that, it's time for the best closing outro in the business.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Peace out. You did it again, guys. You didn't hit end stream.
I did.
I'll do it again because we're going to want to hear it again. Why?